Crazy to me. Man's riding around, no head on, demons and witches and whatnot. You know, I think it's a little difficult to believe, so he's definitely working through that. And, you know, there's certain things I believe and certain things I don't. I think the best description for Irving is assume I know everything.
I was wondering if you could talk about...
Right? That sounded good, right? Thank you. I feel good about that.
I was wondering if you could talk about being like a female lead and now you have your sister also to work with. I mean, like kind of two females when that's not usually the case. So.
I think it's kind of groundbreaking what we have going on. First of all, you know, they brought in Abby, and Abby is a hero sort of unbeknownst to herself. Like, she didn't know that all these things were going to happen to her and that she had all these powers to sort of draw upon. And then she also finds out when she reconnects with her sister that her sister has all of this information and these resources. And we find out that, like, Katrina is this witch that has all these. So I love that, like, all these women in the show actually are an integral part of saving the world. You know, that they're not just there as like a piece to sort of move the story on, and they're not just batting eyelashes. Like, we're helping to make things happen, if not actually making the thing happen. I personally think.
No, I think
if you look at all the episodes, I threw the book. Okay, I threw the book. I saved the guy. You know.
That's right.
So. So yeah, it's just like that's really a big part of it, and I'm honored to be a part of that. And then they're also, you know, it's a diverse cast. That's Ace.
What kind of character development are we supposed to be expecting later on in the series between the both of you?
Sometimes I feel like you're the boss. Actually, I always feel like you're the boss. I think what's really interesting about the show is that we are in Tarrytown, we're in Sleepy Hollow, and you never know who's good or evil on this show at this point and where they stand. So in the subsequent episodes, you'll see a lot of development about who actually is living in Sleepy Hollow and their involvement really into the main story. You also see obviously a lot about what's happening between us and getting to know our backstories a lot better.
And especially yours, right? Because we haven't really...
Yeah, a lot with my ex-wife and my daughter and you know, plenty of things that I literally would get my head chopped off if I told you, but suffice to say, I don't think you'll get ahead of it. I think there's a lot more to come, and I think you're still meeting demons and creatures that you haven't yet seen. So that part is kind of exciting for all of us, and I think the discovery between all the characters, with hers, with Lindy, plays your sister, Jenny. Actress's name is Lindy, I guess. It's gonna be fun.
Can you guys talk about anything, any of the creatures that you said that kind of freaked you out the first time you saw them?
The Sandman freaked me out a little bit. Horseman didn't scare me as much as the Sandman, the guy with the horns. That thing is creepy to me.
Okay, I'm 5'1". I have, in the next few episodes, I run downstairs. He's like chasing me with an axe, and I'm a little person, and he's a big guy, like in real life, the guy who plays the horseman. Yeah. So I'm scared by the horseman. You know, on horses, and I'm in heels, like really.
Yeah, this show is crazy because the horse is there. It's not like it's CGI, and she's right. He's like 6'6".
Yeah.
And when he's swinging an axe, you know, it's not. But I'm sorry, the climate and the blurry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
The blurry is weird.
That's just weird. Hopefully, it turns into dust. I ain't with that. It's creepy for me.
We haven't, you guys we haven't seen much of the Horseman, Headless Horseman yet of the season, aside from the premiere. How sparingly is he used up till the finale?
I don't know about sparingly, but you'll see him again if you miss him. He's coming back. I don't miss him, but he's there.
And I think what's cool is you also get to learn about his backstory. I mean,
which is really juicy.
Yeah, that's really cool. I mean, normally people just go as the Headless Horseman, but to actually see him before he was headless and to understand a bit why he became, you know.
It's like that show Wicked, the like Broadway show where they're like, why is she the witch? Yeah. Why is he the horseman?
Yeah, it's kind of dope to go back into that mythology and understand who he is as a human before he became what he is. That's one of my favorite parts of it.
Being here at Comic-Con, this huge fan event, how are you guys finding fan interaction, whether you're just working the press circuit or anything like that? Like, I know you're doing social media a lot now. I follow you on Twitter or Tumblr or somewhere, and the fans love everything that you've been doing on Tumblr. So how are you finding interacting with the fans now that you are? You guys seriously should be following him on Tumblr. That's awesome.
I mean, look, anybody here who pays any attention to digital media knows I'm no real stranger to it. You know, I live tweet all the episodes, even the Latin American ones I do in Spanish, and I don't speak Spanish, so it's Google Translate, and I'm messing it up, but I love it. It's nice to break the fourth wall and mess with fans a little bit, because I think the assumption has always been that we don't really know anything about that world. And with the fan fiction world, you know, and shipping and all the terms that go along with it, it's sort of alien to actors. And that might very well be true, but it's not alien to us.
That might be
No, no, not at all. You're on set like a wild person, and you know.
No, he's been really taking care of us and making it very clear that like there's a whole world out there. And I've never been a part of this type of show where the fans, and also like sort of an event that happens weekly. So like, you know, you do a movie, you walk away from it, maybe people say a few things sparingly, but to know that like every Monday people will show up and say whatever they think about it is kind of, it's just a whole other beast to me.
It's amazing.
And it is amazing. It is amazing. You feel it right away, and I think being at Comic-Con is parallel to that. You know, you actually feel it right away, whereas when you're in the studio working, you don't know what connects with people, you don't know what works or doesn't work, and people are not afraid to say this works.
Or I don't get that. I mean, look, the best part about it for me is that coming from theater, which we both come from, the interaction with the medium, the interaction that you're able to get digitally is really immediate. And because we're sort of isolated in North Carolina, it really sort of gives us an opportunity to be not with executives and not with the show, just to actually see what's landing and hear what the fans are saying. And because the fan fiction is so good and the fan art is so amazing, no matter what's going on in your day, you get some picture that somebody, like I literally was tweeting this morning, I don't know, did you see this? This is awesome. They did a phone conversation. It's a text message conversation between you and Ichabod. You go out to the store and you're tweeting picking up tea with Ichabod. It is the funniest conversation. I mean, it is so hilarious, yo. Wait till you see it. I mean, stuff like that, it's you and him having a text conversation. And he doesn't understand any of the BRB or the LOL. It's like, what does that mean? It's so great. So
as actors, how comforting is it knowing that you guys have been picked up for next year as opposed to a full season pickup?
Wow.
Yeah, and like so soon.
Yeah.
It's kind of amazing. We're just honored. I can only speak for myself, but honored that like people are showing up and that they've been watching us, and that Fox is feeling like they can move forward. They feel confident enough to think that we can stick it out.
Yeah, I mean, I was a fan of, you know, the early Josh Whedon stuff, and, you know, a lot of the stuff that fits into the fan fiction world, as a fan, it gets canceled, you know, so, and I think like any fan, I was expecting, wait, you know, muck this up, you know, and chop our heads off too soon, you know, so it was exciting to be picked up so early, and, you know, I think the whole process, I've never seen anything like this, so this is, it's kind of fun.
Nicole, one thing that was interesting about...
You're hogging all the questions.
Try to make a good one. One thing that was interesting about your character is it's a female character who we've gotten to know without introducing a male love interest. Yeah. Will that trend continue, or are we going to start to get people who have this?
You know...
Well, ex-male love interest Morales.
Yeah.
There's been little hints, little teasers.
Yeah. I think everyone across the board, everyone's life is going to start to plump for hours. So there's going to be a little bit of everything, but I think what you said is true. She's not driven by romantic interest, which is what is really powerful about Marty. And that doesn't change. But will there be some admirers? I sure hope so.
How is it getting everybody to believe you? Because the visuals here are great, but it's dependent on your character whether or not you don't live in this world believe these things can happen. Do you feel the pressure of that?
Well, I think Irving has that. I feel like all the people in the precinct have to sort of ground it. All of us have that sort of disbelief and figuring out how to like be in the world and still have the sides of it, but not completely buy into the fantasy. Like I can't totally be like a doll, you know. I have to still be a cop and like go for this thing. Do I feel pressure? I think it's more exciting. I think it's sort of like a fun challenge. Because sometimes I'll be working on a scene and I'm like, ooh, no. It's getting a little corny. I gotta pull it back. Let's go back and like change this, or we'll toss around some ideas.
Yeah.
And it's just a great challenge. It's kind of a great challenge to have, and I think we actually get better at it.
Yeah, it's
now
tough
that we
to
understand it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's tough to ground, but for me, I like you, but I believe that she's the entry point for me. So, and I like holding the premise of the scrutiny because it sucks to me when you just go, oh, what is this? So I actually like the fact that I'm sort of going, A doesn't equal B, it just means A. And I like, playing someone who's so different from myself and who's such an exacting person.